Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video I'm going to be going over the maze project, and this video is specifically going to be related to the square maze. And we're going to be using Onshape to create a maze pattern that will be incorporated into a portable game. And we're going to be using both the laser cutter and the 3D printers in order to make this work. So I already have a document open. It's my period number, my first name, my last initial, and the title of our project. I'm going to hit sketch, go on the top plane, make sure I'm looking straight down on it, and I'm just going to call it walls. Now we're only going to have 3 sketches for this project, okay? As there's going to be a lot happening on each sketch. So I'm going to start out corner rectangle, lock it to my origin, going to make it 4 inches by 4 inches, and move my dimensions out of the way, move this out. Okay, now what we have to do is we're going to be making a bunch of, well, walls, and there's going to be a 0.2 inch gap between every wall, and every wall is going to be 0.1 inches thick. The easiest way to do it, besides just going the long way, making a corner rectangle, putting it here and dimensioning it, is that we can use a new tool called the offset tool. So if I click on or hover over top the offset tool, it says to create a copy of the selected sketch entity at a specific distance and direction from the original. So if I click offset, I could select a part of our sketch, and it's going to make a copy of it, and it's going to either make it outside our drawing or inside, right? So you certainly could take the arrow and drag it in or out to get the correct direction, or if it's going out and I want it in, I can go to -0.1. But the thing is, right, I have to select every single entity I want. So I had the top line, the left line, the right line, or the bottom, and now the right. And now you see how my mouse has a check mark on the green the left click that. Now I have my first wall. Now what I'm going to do from that wall that I just made, I'm going to make it 0.2 inches away, right, and click again. Now here's going to be our gap, right? So now I need to offset that wall, or that's like the outside of our wall, to 0.1. Essentially, you're just going to be alternating your offsets from 0.1 to 0.2, from 0.1 to 0.2. Again, I'm going to do this one, boom. So I just did 0.1, so now I'm going to do 0.2. Same thing. Now it's 0.1. Click. Now you see I already have 3 walls made. 2. Four. 2. And if you messed up, not a big deal, just fix it. Like I just did there. And then go back to offset. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. I gotta make 2 more offsets. So I just did 0.1. This one's gonna be 0.2. And again, it got a little bit weird because I just clicked funky. No big deal. should look pretty good. Now I'm going to go to extrude. And I'm going to select all of those 0.1 inch thick walls. Gonna make them all say walls. And then we're gonna do 0.2 height. And you're gonna notice when I hit confirm, every single wall is a different color, and we have 7 parts over here. Kinda not great, but as we go through, it'll get better, I promise. So once we do one sketch called walls, we're gonna create another one, and then we're gonna make sure that we are going to be clicking on the same, we're going to click on the wall sketch, right? And then we're going to title this as gates. So right now, we're going to put in the gates where the ball can get through. But instead of the corner rectangle, we're actually going to use the align rectangle tool. It's another new tool. And this is going to let us put in gates that might not be a perfect rectangle that's, perpendicular. So for this, we can go from here. Always make it a little bit bigger, left to right than what you need. And here, we're going to make each of these are going to be 0.2. I don't care how long it is. I only care how wide or your depth or your height. Okay, and you're going to do one of those on every single gate. And you certainly could just go through, and again, this should be done to your brainstorming sketch. You certainly could put all your gates in and then go back and dimension them. It's 0.2. Or as you're doing them, right? If you put your mouse right there, it would be that one. Put it over here. Now I can just start typing 0.2. And do the next one. Change it over here, 0.2. 0.2. And then this one, to make your life a little bit easier, it's super helpful just to do like roughly half or a little bit less than half for the last gate here. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a certain dimension. I just dimension that to show you, but you definitely don't have to. And then confirm it. And then I go to extrude. Now you're going to have to click every single middle part, which is going to be a nightmare. So instead of doing that, you can certainly just click the gate sketch and it'll select every single one of those. We're going to make them say gates. Going to hit remove. And now they're all red. Oh, no panic. Well, don't panic. Make sure you're removed through all. And hit merge with all. And now it'll go ahead and remove all the gates that we want. And then last but not least, I'm going to make another sketch, and we're going to do that one on our top plane, and we're going to call that blockers, or block. All right, and now we're going to put up walls in between to make them a little bit harder, so it kind of makes like a dead end for your marble. So again, I don't really care how wide it is, or excuse me, how long it is. I only care about depth or height, and we're going to make all of our blockers as 0.1 inches tall. And again, this should be based upon your brainstorming sketch. I'm just going to kind of eyeball stuff just so I can show you something super important. Let's see, put one there. Let's put one here to here. And if you mess up, not a big deal. Go back and fix it. Try not to lock any of these things into your sketch. It's just going to make your life more difficult than it has to be already. Alright, so I have all my blocks. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit extrude, select the blocks, and then you see they're going to be new, so I'm going to add a ton of new parts. We don't want to do that, right? So after you rename it, you're going to click add this time, and then they're going to all yell at you. Don't do that. Hit merge with all, and then if you make it the correct height, which is what we had, of 0.2, and I confirm it, now you can see now we're only down to 2 parts, and that is because we did not put up a block on one of them. So no big deal. Go back. And it looks like I'm missing one on this level. So if I go from boom, boom here, make it 0.1, confirm it. Now, because I closed, right, you should have a block connecting every single set of walls you have. Now, because they're all connected, they're all one singular part, which is exactly what I want. So you're going to make sure you rename it, right, just like we do every single time. Call it maze or square maze. I'm going to change the appearance. Rename the part studio. And then now is when I would make my orthographic sketch where I do my 3 views. I label the length, depth, and height. All that fun stuff and turn it in the way you're supposed to, but you really should be pretty good about that at this point. All right, I hope that helps. See you in the next video.